Hi, welcome to a 4-part video on how to use Google Sheets to create an assessment comment bank that will take your assessment criteria, a child's name, their gender, the level, and then it will create a comment for you that will then be sent back to Google Sheet, whereby your teachers or your staff can access that comment. But what we're going to do in this video is I'm just going to show you the setup and have a look at some drop down menus. So in order to set this up properly is to have two sheets. I'm going to call them the front end and the back end. The front end is where your teachers will input grades and where the teachers can get the report comment from. That's the front end. The back end is the area where all the formula is. Let me just go over the front end. It's important that you have the first names and the family names in separate columns. And the reason is we're going to be taking the first name and using it in the report. It's also important that you put the gender there, because if we're going to use gender-specific language like his, her, he, she, then we're going to need that information as well. We have two units here. We have two assessments in one unit and a target or a next steps in learning. And we're going to put some drop-down menus here. In Unit 2, there is maybe you did a test. And that test, what we're going to do is going to do something called a VLOOKUP, where we will take the raw score, turn that into a level based on the table here, the one in blue. And then we're going to provide a target for the next steps in learning. Then here we're going to say, okay, I want the report to be based on Unit 1 or based on Unit 2, or even I want the report to be based on a new student who hasn't done Unit 1 or 2. Your teachers will then fill in this data using drop-down menus. Then the data will automatically be sent to this sheet, the report backend as I've called it here, whereby if you've got a level descriptor such as approaching good, very good, excellent, or A, B, C, D, or 7654, any of those, it will generate a non-gender specific nameless comment, which will then carry on to my sheet called RG, where the first name will be transferred into that comment. Then it will take the gender of that. It will also take the comments relating to assessment 1, assessment 2, based on the project that the unit you've chosen. Give the target, add them all together, give you a word count, give you the final comment, and we'll send the final comment back here so that your staff can access it without having to endanger the formula. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is the drop-down menu. In order to do a drop-down menu, and there's going to be a lot of drop-down menus here, what we do is we click a cell, and I'm going to click the top ones here. We're going to data, we're going to data validation, we're going to select from the criteria a list of items, and here I'm going to put my levels. So in my levels I had excellent. I spelled that correctly. No, that would have been embarrassing. I'm going to separate that with a comma. We had very good. We had good. And we had approaching. And I'm going to save that. Okay, here in the reported project is, let's say a student's done particularly well in Unit 2, maybe you were absent for a lot of Unit 1, you would want to report on Unit 2 rather than Unit 1. So here I'm going to give the choice to the teacher that will allow them to choose what they want the report to be based on. So again, we're going to go to data validation, we're going to go to a list of items, and here I'm just going to write Unit 1, Unit 2, and new student. End that with a comma and save that. Okay, now I'm going to copy and paste it. So copy and paste. So here I've got my excellent, very good, good approaching, and I'm going to just copy that down there, and I'm going to copy that there. Now I've separated these into form groups or tutor groups, or the targets. The next steps obviously depends on your own school's language. Here, my targets are target 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but that's confusing because it means that a teacher needs to know what is target 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call these work rate, ideate, document, and analysis. I'm just going to copy that here, and I'm going to go to this one there, data validation, criteria, here's a list of items, and here just needs to know those words, and they can select that, and that information again will go to the back end and help generate the comment. In our next video we will look at the VLOOKUPs, and we will also look at some conditional formatting so that we can actually get some color coding going on depending on, are they doing well, do they need to improve. It's useful for tracking and flagging.